Hey everybody, this is Dr. Whiting, and today I want to talk about how you can better understand the salt in your diet. We have been told for decades that excess sodium or excess salt is very unhealthy, and yet nobody can list any reason why it's unhealthy except for one thing, and that is it tends to raise your blood pressure. I'm going to address that and how to fix that in just a minute. Overwhelming evidence and clinical studies have shown that the low-salt diet is far more dangerous than a high-salt diet. When your sodium levels drop too low, your hormone levels internally begin to change drastically. Feel-good hormones decline in the brain, so it can make you moody. Metabolic hormones can decline, making it difficult for you to lose weight. Other hormones, like cortisol, can rise, causing weight gain. There are far more negatives to a low-salt diet than there are to a high-salt diet. Now, what about the warning that excess salt raises your blood pressure? It's true. It doesn't usually raise it excessively, maybe a few points. But yes, there is a correlation. Now let me explain to you how and why this occurs and what you can do about it. Rather than avoiding salt and creating all of these other problems in your chemistry, because sodium is an essential nutrient, in fact, I have a very good friend who has chronically low sodium. Every time they do a blood test, his sodium is well below normal. And this is probably a biological anomaly for him. But it is interesting to note that his physician finds that seriously disturbing, because they know on the one hand that sodium is absolutely an essential electrolyte. It regulates so many other hormones and chemicals. On the other hand, they dilly-dally and hum and haw over sodium's response or involvement in hypertension, which is something obviously we don't want either. But the fact that his physician constantly retests his blood for sodium levels means that he's concerned about it for a whole host of reasons, which you never hear doctors talk about. And that's because most of us have adequate or excessive sodium, and that excessive sodium, without a doubt, can contribute to elevated blood pressure. So how do we solve that? Well, sodium is an electrolyte, and it is also a mineral. And that means that every mineral has an opposing mineral, an opposite. Calcium and magnesium is an example. In this case, it's sodium and potassium. They are opposites, and they balance each other out. The problem is our industrialized diet is 10 times higher in sodium than it is in potassium. And it is the imbalance between sodium and potassium that causes the increase in blood pressure. It's not the salt itself. It's the lack of potassium that's causing the problem. Sodium from salt is responsible for pushing nutrients into the cell. Potassium, which is also an electrolyte, is responsible for pushing the waste matter of metabolism out of the cell. And when potassium is deficient, the cells build up toxins. The body's response to that is fluid retention, and fluid retention raises blood pressure. By increasing potassium, you can alleviate the one side effect from excess sodium, and that's high blood pressure. Where can you get potassium? Well, fresh fruits and vegetables are your primary source. But considering the fact that the industrialized diet, we don't eat hardly any of those, a small green salad with Thousand Island dressing once a day is not cutting it. So you increase your fruits and vegetables, and you will find that it likely will positively affect your blood pressure response. But when somebody says that salt is dangerous, salt is deadly, they're nuts and they're stupid, because the evidence proves to us once and for all that adequate salt intake is essential for regulating hormones and chemicals in your body internally. And a chronically low salt diet can produce a host of side effects over time. Side effects that I assure you, you don't want to have. This is Dr. Whiting. You can reach me at askthedoc@healthyinformation.com. My website is healthyinformation.com. And I look forward to your comments and your thoughts. And if you have topics that you would like me to address, please email me, and we'll do our best to address them. This is Dr. Whiting. Stay safe, stay well, and I'll see you soon.